Hello, and a Merry Christmas Eve to all joining us via Zoom and our Facebook live stream. Welcome to the Center for Enlightenment's exploration of the spiritual teachings, Jewels from Jane Elizabeth. Each Sunday will be a free-flowing adventure with video teachings by Jane Elizabeth Hart, facilitated by certified Center for Enlightenment teachers. We continue our 7-step process for releasing the year, and today's topic is Step 4, Good Times and Gratitude. Greg Brett will be the facilitator for this video lesson. He is a certified teacher for the Center for Enlightenment. And Greg is a longtime student of Jane Hart and has been studying with her for over 30 years. Jane is the author of Spiritual Power Tools, Support for Your Soul, master teacher and founder of the Center for Enlightenment. Today's course will be live streamed via Facebook. A recording will be sent out with the weekly reflections so you can access it anytime. For those new to this format, your chat icon is located at the bottom of your screen. Just click to view. If you have any technical questions, please reach out to the host or co-host via the chat room. In addition to the Sunday courses, there will be a question and answer discussion on Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. A link for these sessions will also be posted in the chat room. If you're in need of prayer support, please contact us at cfenlightenment.org or just type centerforenlightenment.com. We are active on Facebook and Twitter. Come check us out, share your thoughts, reflections, and experiences. It would also be a great support to like the postings that resonate with you. We also invite you to visit our website at cfenlightenment.org. There you will find additional self-study lessons, talks, videos, or you can search for specific topics to support your expansion and consciousness. So let's just sit back, take a deep breath, and move into the silence. Let's begin today's journey with the prescription for spiritual alignment.
Welcome, and let's take this energy that is gathering in this moment and take it deep into our hearts together. We are aligned with the presence of God within. We are protected by God's love, wisdom, knowledge, and grace. The God consciousness within helps us discover more about who we are. Thank you, God, for the gift of spiritual intuition. Thank you, God, for aligning our conscious, subconscious, and superconscious mind. And we are open and receptive to the experience of this now moment. Thank you. Amen. Well, there's a lot going on this time of year. For those who are watching us live, it's Christmas Eve. And for those who are watching by recording, which is the vast majority of you, it's still the perfect time to embrace this step in the 7 steps for successfully transitioning the year process. And this step is the step of good times and gratitude. It takes really 2 steps and blends them together because we've already done the tough steps. The last 3 weeks, and if you haven't seen the recordings on it, please do check them out on YouTube. But the last 3 weeks, we've been working with our disappointments and difficulties and those unfulfilled hopes and dreams. And then we did our forgiveness work on those steps. And now we're opening the door to a new experience. To a new experience of what? Of the year to come. By letting go of the experiences of the past year, we're opening up the space for a new year of possibilities. But today we're talking about the positive things that we're letting go of. And I've known a lot of people who said, well, I don't want to let go of the positive things. I mean, I want to hold on to them. They're juicy. They're filled with sugar, and they're sweet. They're good memories. But the interesting thing is that if you will let go of the positives and release them, just as you've let go of the negatives, which you didn't want in your life, you'll open up an even greater space by getting beyond the opposites of good and bad, right or wrong, up and down, and moving into a space of possibility where the energy is flowing. You're scraping the barnacles off of your ship. You're getting rid of the resistance and removing the boulders from your stream. You're all the analogies that are there about the flow fit into this, and you've got to let go of both the negative and the positive. In the video, we're going to watch Jane reviews the first 3 steps, and she talks about what we've done. Or if you haven't done it, she gives you some suggestions on what you can do to let go of the disappointments, the difficulties, the unfulfilled hopes and dreams, and to do the forgiveness work that lets all that negative energy go, what we call the negative energy. But now we're moving into the positive energy, and it's very interesting. As we do this work, we're going to discover some things. There are going to be some surprises. And one of the surprises that happened to me when I first did this process many years ago, when Jane led me through this process, I found out that some of the very things that I thought were disappointing or difficult or unfulfilled, those things that I felt I had to forgive that were negative, are actually have the seeds of the positive good times and the positive gratitude experiences. And you'll see this as you do your journaling. You'll find out that, oh, I let go of that. I lost my job, for instance. Let's say I lost my job and that was a negative, and I was resentful and I felt hurt, or I felt disappointed. I was scared and all these things. And you wrote all that out, but then you found that it opened up a new possibility that you never would have been open to. Perhaps you got a new job. Perhaps you saw yourself in a different light. Maybe there was a relationship change and you went, oh, that was a tragedy. I was heartbroken, or I was hurt. And that's all very well and good. And you've done that work now in your disappointments, your difficulties, your unfulfilled hopes and dreams. You've done that forgiveness work, but now you're being opened up to the possibility that, oh, who am I? Who am I in this moment? What are the possibilities for me? And how is this serving my soul? And so you will find that not only are you going to be writing down and releasing the positive experiences, the vacation times and the recreation and the beautiful spiritual experiences you've had, all those good times, but you're also going to be writing down the good times hidden in the not so good times that were unveiled by the release of those not good times, that were exposed into the light. As you let go of that negative energy of those thought forms, you'll find that there's something hidden, a hidden desire of good that's there that you now can bring up, and you can let that go into the new possibility of the new year. So now we're moving past the disappointments and difficulties, the hopes and dreams, and the forgiveness into the good times and the gratitude. And what are the good times? Well, perhaps you can go through your calendar or mentally go through your calendar. It helps me to actually physically do it, but people nowadays don't so much keep paper calendars. But whatever you can do to go over the past year and think about those good times. Think about those gatherings, those times that you went out and had a good time, and times that you traveled, and the times that you were with people, and the loving experiences and the spiritual experiences as well. You say, well, why would I want to let go of my spiritual experiences? To open up the door to new spiritual experiences and to open up the aperture, increase the opening through which those new spiritual experiences can pour. So go over this past year, go over the happy times, and look through your calendar, at least mentally, and look at those unexpected good experiences that you had this past year. We need to complete and release those experiences in the positive side of the opposites by saying thank you for these good times and giving gratitude for the experiences that we had, and letting go of those positive experiences just as we've spent the last 3 weeks letting go of the negative. Now, some people resist this step, just as people resist all the other steps. And often I hear them say, I don't want to let go of this positive thing. But if you want to experience greater flow, you let go of the good for the greater good. You open up your space for new positive experiences in your life. In everything in your life, we are called to give thanks. Doesn't mean you have to give thanks for everything, although that's a step as well. But at least we can say, whatever's going on, I am grateful. I'm just grateful in this moment. And I can let go into this gratitude. Everything you experienced in this past year, positive or negative, was designed specifically to help you grow. Everything you experienced was created from within your own silence of being, from within your own soul essence, for you to grow into a greater experience of who you are. And so you may still have some negative experiences that you've got to look at, that you may need to write down. And as your soul evolves, you find that you're challenged to let this old year go. There may be some more hopes, some more dreams, excuse me, some more disappointments, some difficulties, some things that you need to forgive. And this will give you the ability to experience the new hopes and dreams for the year to come. One of the things Jane has challenged us to do is to make a list of the hopes and dreams for the coming year. And these aren't just mundane goals on the third dimension. These aren't just New Year's resolutions. This is a spiritual longing, a desire of your heart. For me, my desire for this coming year, my hope and dream that I'm writing down is for a more quiet mind, for my mind to quiet beyond the work that I've done in this past year. And the time that you have spent in journaling the last 3 weeks, and the times that you'll spend this week in journaling are planting seeds that are going to germinate and bear fruit in the year to come. And there are some good times that you have forgotten about. There's some grateful experiences that are completely out of your consciousness. Bring them back and ask, I want to see, reveal to me those good times, those experiences of gratitude that perhaps have been hidden or buried in my subconscious mind. And you can begin this right now. Jog your memory. Go over the past year and just think about, January, February. Where did I take a trip? Where did I go somewhere? Where did I have a spiritual awakening? Where did I have an aha and a new understanding? And some of the very same experiences that you journaled about the last 3 weeks that you called negative will also present themselves as seed thoughts of awakening within your soul that you can also write down during this time. And so I invite you to take out a pencil or pen and a piece of paper. And as I speak and as Jane speaks during this video, just jot down things as they come up. Staying engaged with what we're saying, but still letting these things come up. Jog your memory. Think about what it is that you want to appreciate about this past year, knowing that some of the greatest challenges of the past year will be those very things that you write down as gratitude, as a good time, not necessarily on the surface, but what has resulted, the insights, the opening up of your soul, the revelations that came to you. And you're going to have some surprises come up this week as you do your journal. You're going to look at your whole experience of the past year with new eyes as you have let go of the veils of negativity during the first 3 weeks. And now you're revealing something that is a new essence, a new energy, some new thought forms of good times that you're going to be releasing. Always, every day, there's an opportunity to grow and to change. And I invite you to take this week to come and spend at least 5 minutes a day doing this journaling work and going back to the first steps of disappointments and difficulties and hopes and dreams and forgiveness and doing some more journaling there. And take 5 minutes. You may take more than that, but I always find it's easier to start journaling when I don't press myself too hard. So I'm just going to do 5 minutes here. And if it goes longer, that's great. Your consciousness is changing, and you got to give the opening. You've got to give the opportunity for your consciousness to make the moves it needs to make, to take the changes that it needs to take. And you're changing even more than you can imagine. In fact, Jane has challenged us many times to say, over the last year, you have no idea. You can't even imagine how far you've come, but you're not aware of it. So you've already made tremendous progress. And you also can know that you're going to be given everything that you need as you move into this new year to open up to these new hopes and dreams, these new positive experiences that you can give thanks for, that you can call good times, because this is going to be part of your experience. Of course, there's going to be the positive and the negative. These both have created the person that you are right now and will continue to create the person that you are right now. And so realize that you can give thanks for and appreciate the experiences of the past year and then open up to new experiences that are going to come as you write down your positive hopes and dreams. Where you are right now not only is the perfect place to be, it's the only place to be because it's the only place you can be. This now moment is it. It's all you got. Memories happened. Your goals and hopes and dreams for the future haven't happened yet. There's only this now moment, this opening in space and time for you to appreciate this past year and to open up the door for appreciate the year to come. Recognizing that the old ways aren't working anymore. The old ways have served their purpose. Your old consciousness is stale and old, and you're letting it go. You're part of an awakening humanity. You are a thought within the body of humanity. You're part of this wholeness and this evolution that is happening all over the planet. No matter how things may look to you, third dimensionally, fourth dimensionally, on the spiritual realm, there is a tremendous push for soul evolution. And the work that you do today and this week, that work is a part, an important part, a vital part of that push because you're in the vanguard of a transformation and an awakening of humankind. New consciousness is bringing forth new results. New consciousness is not always comfortable. New consciousness is not always pretty to the human eyes, to the third dimensional eyes, just as all the stages in awakening of a physical person through the toddlers, the terrible twos, through puberty and all that stuff, through all the changes that we go through and transitions in life. Sometimes those things don't always look ideal or pretty, but they're important and they contain the possibilities for a transformation because new consciousness creates new results, and the new results are coming forth for humanity and for you. And in all the lifetimes that you lived, you weren't ready to do this work. You hadn't evolved to the point where you could do the work that you're doing right now. But you were planting seeds unconsciously in all of those lifetimes. Whether or not you can remember or have an inkling of what you experienced in past lives, realize that in the midst of whatever negative things might have been going on, there was a yearning, there was a desire, and there were seeds that you planted that you're now experiencing in this lifetime. I have a recollection of a lifetime where I was a very, very imperfect priest who did a lot of negative things for which I've done a lot of spiritual work and forgiven myself and all those things. But in this middle of all of that, he really wanted to do good for people. He really wanted to love the people who he was serving in the parish, or he wanted to do good and loved God in his own way. And so those seeds were planted and they're coming forth in this lifetime, even as I let go of all the negative things that he did as well. There were times of leadership in past lives, leading a tribe or leading a particular political situation that where there were all kinds of mistakes that I've needed to do forgiveness work on. But there also was a seed thought somewhere in there that I can recall of wanting to do good, wanting to help the people, and wanting to do the right thing. And even though I didn't always do the right thing in the opposites, there always was that seed. So know this, as you come into this lifetime, as you came into this lifetime, you gathered and carried with you the seeds of awakening that you planted in past lifetimes. And no matter what those lifetimes looked like, there always was a yearning for something more. So the desire to experience the truth of your being was planted. Maybe 500 years ago, and you were a nun in a convent, and you had a very an understanding of God that was very orthodox, but you still wanted to get to know the truth. You wanted to get to know and love this universal awakening consciousness of all that is, that in that lifetime you called God. And you may call it God in this lifetime, but your understanding is so much more. Your spiritual growth that you're experiencing right now, due to this particular video, was established in another lifetime, maybe when you were worshiping the sun, or where you were, I don't know, banging two rocks together. I have no idea what primitive understandings or religious strictures you were involved in, but you planted those seeds in those times, and that desire built up an energy slowly, lifetime after lifetime. And this has helped you to gain a new and greater understanding of yourself, who you are, of who and what God is, as you understand God, which is so much more than you understood when you were in those primitive lifetimes. And this has helped you to magnetize that God energy into your consciousness that is lifting the consciousness of the world right now and is lifting the consciousness of your world right now, meaning all the people who are around you right now in your life. Jane says in this video that planet Earth is the only planet where human consciousness takes place, and that new souls are coming into this wonderful opportunity that planet Earth is to use this new energy that has gathered. To these more advanced souls are coming in to awaken the consciousness of humanity. And it's always darkest before the dawn. Just as we're on the cusp of the awakening of humanity with these new souls coming in and this new awakening energy that's been magnetized by lifetime after lifetime of yearning and longing for the truth, these souls are coming in so that we can experience an expansion and a spiritual awakening, moving beyond the limitations of traditional religion, moving beyond the stories that people tell, the myths and the limited understandings, not being locked up in a religious story, but freeing the essence of the spiritual energy that's there so that it can be experienced at a higher vibration, a higher understanding, moving us out of the opposites and finding out who we are as a race of humanity and as individuals beyond the opposites and above the opposites. You are learning how this year to navigate your way through the opposites of life, which will always be there, by the way. You can't totally get rid of the negative. You can transcend it, you can maneuver, you can do whatever, but there's always going to be this positive and negative, these opposites that spur you and push you to grow. And you're navigating through these opposites without getting stuck in them. You're living in the world without being of the world. Jane calls this being stuck in the opposites the sticky gluey. It's that sticky stuff that keeps us stuck there. And so take some time every day this week to open up and awaken to a new experience of yourself by letting go of your good times and your gratitude, completing your first 3 steps, and also writing down the hopes and dreams for the year to come. In doing this, you're going to gain a new understanding of who you are, a new understanding of self. In a sense, you're creating a new universe of consciousness for yourself, accelerating your growth as you let go of the resistance by doing your journaling, by letting go and releasing. And so, as this week you review your disappointments and difficulties, your good times on the positive, your unfulfilled hopes and dreams, your forgiveness work, you're ready to move forward and surrender it all. You are surrendering all of it. And last year had a vibration, an energy, a consciousness that were created of the thought forms that you're letting go of right now. And so what you're doing is letting go of that consciousness, that vibration, that energy pattern that was inculcated in those thought forms that you have carried with you to this point. Now, next week, we're going to have the 7-step meditation, and Jane's going to lead us through it. And it's going to take all of the work that you've done up to the highest dimension of being, to that 7th step, where you can dissolve and let go of all the things positive and negative that you've been journaling about, all those energy thought patterns, those thought forms, which this past year has been made of. So as we let go of those really strong thought forms, we may find, she shares in this video, she says, maybe after the first of the year, you'll find that they raise up once again, and you can firmly and definitely use your will to back up your desire to let them go. But right now, you're ready to do your spiritual work in the midst of your everyday life. As this year goes forward, you're going to be an everyday monk and mystic, they say. It's not something where you have to go to an ashram or a mountaintop. In the very circumstances and problems in which you find yourselves, you are going to find that you have the opportunity to spiritually awaken. It's there hidden in the Christmas story. That story was a very not ideal circumstance where they were foreigners in a strange land and things were not comfortable being out back in a stable. All that was designed to show us that the conditions necessary for the great spiritual awakening and birth within us are exactly the way they need to be with the circumstances, at times as messed up as they are, because we are birthing our spiritual awakening in the opposites exactly as those opposites are. Integrate our spirituality into our everyday life. And so as this year goes forth and as this week goes forth, we are challenged to always be connected. When you get up in the morning, just be aware. There's something here. I'm connecting. And stay as connected as you can be in the silence as the day goes forth. Maybe turn off the radio in the car and just be, just be quiet. Enjoy nature. Enjoy the quiet of your day. And carry that energy with you and integrate it into your everyday life. You are accessing that universal consciousness that you need for everything that you're going through and for everything you're going to go through this year. But you have to make contact with that energy. And the way you do that is through your desire for it in the silence. Your desire opens the door, and you're keeping quiet and watching and waiting, like the shepherds watching their flocks at night, and then look what they saw. It's being quiet within your being. And this is opening you up to great growth, massive change in consciousness. And you're discovering that aspect of your being that connects you with all the consciousness of the universe and every other soul on planet Earth. You are connected. And next week, we're going to take all this work we've done with the journaling and the clearing, and we're going to use a meditation technique that Jane has shared for many years. This 7-step meditation to carry all these experiences up the 7 steps so that you can move them forth, let them go, and dissolve them. And then you're opening up to new possibilities for the year to come. So let's watch together and take a look at the good times and review the feelings of gratitude that we have and get to know a little bit more about this positive aspect of the opposites as we watch the video together.
Now guess what? We're moving into the new year, and it's coming fast, everybody. It's coming fast. And as you know, we've been working on the difficulties and disappointments of this year, and then we also took the next thing, which was our hopes and our dreams. And recently you worked on forgiveness. One of the hardest things, of course, is forgiveness. And as I mentioned last week, forgiveness is about forgiving yourself also. I know so many of you have been working on these steps, but also been very busy with family and friends and baking cookies and getting all those things ready for the family on Christmas Day. So I want you to think about the good times that you've had this year. Let's just focus on the good times, the very, very special times that have meant a lot to you this year. Those moments when you were surprised and you were happy and you had wonderful things happen to you, because we all had wonderful things. And as we move into this new year with new enthusiasm and good times to look forward to, we also need to say thank you, God. Thank you, thank you, thank you, God, for this last year. Thank you. Thank you for all the wonderful things that you gave me this year. All the wonderful opportunities and the wonderful people that you presented to me this year. Thank you. Some of the things that perhaps that you were presented with weren't altogether embraceable. But don't worry about that. Because whatever was presented to you this last year, whatever was presented to you was for your growth. For your growth. Because you are a soul in evolution. A soul evolving. And every year that we come into the new energy of the new year, we need to let the old year go. Because we want to open ourselves up to new thank you gods, to new hopes and dreams, to new good times, all those things. How wonderful. We have all that to look forward to. But in order to truly look forward to it in the manner that we need to do a very important part about that is that you have to do your journaling, journaling, journaling. I know that you're thinking, oh gosh, this one more time. But yes, as you found out doing your journaling, the things came up. Maybe there was some good times that you've forgotten about. Maybe there was some thank you gods that you really want to thank God for because they were difficulties and disappointments that perhaps you had, or disappointments and difficulties as far as your hopes and dreams are. Perhaps all that, as you look at, perhaps those were your good times. Perhaps those were the moments in time when you really grew spiritually. You knew how to forgive, you knew how to release, you knew how to let go. So many times I have gone through this process of the 7 steps and letting go of the year. I'm always surprised at some of the most difficult times of my year were the greatest spiritual growth of the year. So we want to look at those things with new eyes because you have done your disappointments and difficulties. Now I want you to look at your good times and thank you gods, because some of those thank you gods are going to come out of your disappointments and difficulties. Yes, there's always an opportunity for us to grow and to change. There's always an opportunity to change our life. Nothing changes unless we change our consciousness of what's going on. Consciousness is the only thing you can change within yourself. Your consciousness, your awareness. Your awareness of who you are. And identifying with that center of enlightenment within you. Within you is that center. Within you is everything you need to move forward into the new year. Everything that you are, everything that you have ever been, all the good times and the disappointments and all the difficulties that you've had in the past have created who you are right now. Have made it possible for you to be in this spiritual place that you are. Now, I'm going to open a whole new door for you. I'm going to talk about things that I have not talked about before. But I think you're ready. You're ready to receive this information. I think the world is ready to grow and to change. The world, in its essence, is asking to have new understandings about their life. Because the old things don't work anymore. The old ways we've looked at life don't work anymore. We've got to open our consciousness up, open our eyes to see new things, open our ears to hear new things. And one of the things I did with the hopes and dreams, I hope and dream that each and every one of you put on your list for the 2013. I hope and dream that you put on that list, I want to have new eyes to see and new ears to hear. I want to know more about who I truly am. I'm not this limited soul moving through this world and feeling less than. No, 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 no. That's not who you are at all. Wake up, humanity. Wake up to the essence of who you are. Because if you don't, you're just going to do the same old things over and over and over again, and they're going to bring the same old crappy results that you are trying to let go of this year. Yes, you are a soul, an evolution. You have lived here for many, 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 many lifetimes. You have experienced many, many good times, and you've experienced a lot of difficulties, and you've experienced a lot of thank you gods, and you've experienced a lot of hopes and dreams that never came true. And maybe some of the hopes and dreams that you had 200 years ago are now coming true for you. One of my hopes and dreams 200 years ago was to grow spiritually and to have greater understanding of God, because I didn't understand what was going on in my universe 200 years ago. I didn't understand why I was in the situation I was in, and nothing else satisfied me. Thank you, God, that I came into this lifetime ready to grow and to change, ready to make whatever sacrifices I wanted and needed to make to grow in spirituality. And now I can say to you, there has been no sacrifices. No. There has been nothing, not one thing that I would say I wish didn't happen. Because all those things that happened to me were creating an awareness of the soul that I am, and honoring that part of me. And I honor that part of you because you are also this evolutionary process, in this evolutionary process. You live and have your being on this planet Earth, the only planet in this universe that has human beings on it. Why do we have human beings here? To help us grow, to help us change, help us develop all that we are. So all the good times that I've had this year, all the thank you gods and all the things that I have struggled over to understand have helped me to have a greater understanding of myself and in you also. Be a magnet. Be a magnet of God. Be a magnet that draws forth everyone that you meet into a higher consciousness. Yes, 2012 had many things going on. And we are going to release it. We have to release it. We have to let it go. We have to move forward, because if we don't let it go, we're dragging it all into 2013. I don't want to do that. I don't want you to do that. Do your homework. Give yourself a chance this week. This is going to be a new year. And you want to be prepared to move into that new year fresh, clean, and ready to move forward. I'm ready to take you on to a new understanding of yourself. I'm ready, I'm willing, I want to, because I know that you are all me in some form. You are part of me, I am part of you, and we are all here together to support and help each other. Even the most negative is here to help and support us to grow forward into a new consciousness of awareness. Yes, we are going to release this week. I want you to go through your list, and I want you to look at your whole list from the beginning to end. All the things you put down in your little journal. And if you haven't finished it, please finish it. The new year is coming. And I'm supporting you. I'm moving out of the old into the new. Clean, fresh, ready to move forward. Ready to move forward. Because unless we release it and let it go and surrender it. Surrendering it, who are we surrendering it to when I say surrendering? You're surrendering it to the universe. You're surrendering it and letting it go because it has vibrations, it has energy. This whole year that you just lived has a vibration and energy to it. It has lots of thought forms. And we're going to take it and go, whoof, here it is. So I want you to think about it right now. And think about all the things that you have on your list and all the things that were good, bad, and indifferent. Joyful and sorrowful. And we're going to go, whoof. We're going to surrender it. We're going to throw it into the universe to be dissolved. dissolved. A thought form is an energy pattern. A thought form has power and will continue to present itself in our mind, in our head, in our whole beingness until we say no more. No more. I'm letting it go. And if about the 10th of January, some of these old thought forms are still here, I'm going to take my energy and I'm going to say poof to you, out of my head, out of my life. And sometimes those really strong thought forms that you have had for centuries are going to show their ugly heads one more time, and you're going to have to say poof on them. Poof. I'm not letting them rule my life. Because if I let them rule my life, I am just simply going to continue doing that which I've been doing for the last many, many years of my life. Children that are here right now, little souls that are very mature souls, are coming into incarnation right now, into this universe. And they are going to come with a life plan to grow spiritually. They are going to have it in their DNA and in their genes. It's going to be part of who they are. Just like many, many of the children that have come in the last 25 years have come to know more about who they are. They don't want religion as religion is. They're saying, what is this all about? They're saying, I want more. I know there's more. I remember when I was a little girl, I said, how did Jesus die for my sins? He didn't even know me then. That puzzled me so much when I was 5 and 6 years old. I didn't understand that. I didn't understand that Jesus, Christ consciousness, was a state of beingness, which was mine to do in this lifetime, mine to understand. Mine to move out of the opposites, move out of all this. I don't even know how to talk about it. All these disappointments and difficulties and all the things that you've had occurring in the nation, in the world, all over. Everyone lives in the opposites. I don't care if they're in China, Norway, Sweden. Doesn't matter. Paris, France. They're living in the opposites. And every lifetime you've ever had, you've lived in the opposites. It's time to move out of the opposites. It's time to make that a goal. I want to know more of who I am. And this one doesn't live in the opposites. This one is above the opposites. And I will be helping you to do just that. So you put it on your wish list to move out of your opposites, because it's keeping you as stuck as anything else in your world is keeping you stuck. Because we live in this constant moving in and out of opposites, and I've been talking to you a lot in the last couple of weeks about this. Because I want to see you free. Freedom comes from being in the opposite, but not being affected by them. Not getting down into that space where you are feeling the victim of the opposites. No. I don't want that for you. I want you to move and create a whole new universe of consciousness for yourself. And it's here. It's very, very possible. I was a mother, married, taking care of children, doing work. I was meditating. A lot more is happening for us now than any other time, because we can't all go to India and sit with a guru. There's too many of us coming in to move our consciousness, Too many of us are ready to say, okay, I'm done. I want to grow and change. I may be a doctor, a lawyer, I may be a mother, I may be the garbage collector. They're all souls evolving. It doesn't matter. The mailman, the musician, doesn't matter. We're all here evolving. We all have jobs that we have to do to take care of our families. And yet, you can move in consciousness. You are not trapped in that job. You can see your job as something to help you grow spiritually, because everything that's happening in your life, everything is helping you to grow. So take that job that you're on and embrace it and work with it and make that your spiritual haven. Your spiritual haven. No matter what it is, it's your spiritual haven. You don't have to go to church to worship. You can be in that God consciousness, Christ consciousness in your everyday moments. You can learn to do the meditations so that they're so much a part of you that when you get out of your chair and you are not meditating formally, you're still connected. You've got an ear listening to that divine energy of God speaking to you. The infinite intelligence of this universe you are connected to. I want to hear it all the time. I don't want to go any place or do anything that I'm not connected. I mean, why not be connected with the infinite intelligence of this universe? It is huge, and it can give you all the information you need. You can Google God anytime you want to. You can ask any questions, and it'll come into your consciousness. Yes, these computers and all the wonderful things that are available to us. You know, we also have God, consciousness, infinite intelligence, just as available to us. All we have to do is call. All we have to do is push the button within us that says, I want to know more of who I am. These steps that we've been taking this year, these steps, the last couple of weeks to release the year, are here for your growth and change. Here for your growth, to know who you are. Not wondering, oh well, it's another year. The same old is going to happen to me. Absolutely it will. I promise you it will if you don't take some action to make changes within yourself. You are a magnificent spiritual vehicle. You are magnificent in so many ways. Go find that part of you that's so beautiful, that connects with the universe and every other soul on the planet. Just like the internet. You can connect with every soul on this planet if you knew their email addresses. Oh, even if you don't, you're still connected. You're just as connected to God. So I'm going to invite you to do your homework this week and prepare yourself for the big finale, saying goodbye. I want you to do your homework. I want you to do this. I want you to look at your life. And then, in a couple of days, you're going to get another email from me. And it's going to be a meditation to take the year up, the 7 steps. And maybe you'll listen to it New Year's Eve. Maybe you'll listen to it New Year's Day. Maybe you'll listen to it tomorrow. I don't know. So I support you in looking at your good times and bad times and whatever. Making your list and checking it twice and letting it go. And then I'm going to ask you to join me. In a couple days, you'll get another email from me. And we're going to do a meditation releasing the earth. And I look forward to that time with you. Bye for now.
So this is the week where we're preparing for that end of the year meditation. So now is the time for you to take those positive experiences in hand and to release them, to let go and complete those positive experiences of the past year. And as you let go of these good times, just know that you're opening up the space and the possibility for more and more beneficial hopes and dreams for the year to come, especially the spiritual ones. And you may discover as you do this work this week that some of those negative experiences that you've been journaling the last 3 weeks look different to you. And you can see the seed thought of something positive within it that you also can move through and let go. So as we prepare for this week to come and we spend a little time every day journaling our good times and our gratitude, we're preparing for that end of the year push, and we're being supported in our spiritual consciousness. And so until next Thursday at 7 p.m., when we do our question and answer support group, and the link is found in your chat room or online, we're going to have a little bit of work to do. And we also want to invite you to donate to the Center for Enlightenment. Again, that link is in the chat room and it's also found on the website. So until next Thursday or until next Sunday, when we get a chance to do our 7-step meditation and really feel that spiritual push, we're going to have a chance to go within and experience all of this together. Bye for now.